All right, and welcome to this week's flipped lesson on what is citizenship. And students, you need to watch this by Wednesday, August the 27th, as we'll be talking in class on both Wednesday and Thursday about citizenship. We'll also take a quiz over citizenship and economics on Friday. The information for economics will be covered in class on Tuesday. All right, citizenship carries many privileges and also many responsibilities. Today we're going to look at each of those ideas, privileges and responsibilities, and how they relate to being a citizen. All right, just take a moment to look here over the citizens' rights. You can see some of our rights. Those rights that you actually see, those five rights, are actually all covered in just one amendment of the Constitution, and that's the First Amendment. You can also see responsibilities that we have as citizens, and you can also see duties that we have as citizens. Take a moment to look over these rights, responsibilities, and duties. These will all be topics we talk about on Wednesday, Thursday of this week. All right, so where do all these rights come from? How do we get these rights as citizens? Well, we here in the United States of America have a government that is based upon the idea of a supreme law of the land that is written in the Constitution. And a part of the Constitution that was added by the Founding Fathers is what is better known as the Bill of Rights. And that's the first 10 amendments or additions to the Constitution. The Constitution itself lays out and explains how everything in our government works. And we're going to talk a little about some parts of our government, how they work. But the Bill of Rights was designed to give citizens a voice and to give citizens the ability to have rights. And so as we refer to the Bill of Rights or the first 10 amendments, that's where often Americans will say, we have these rights as citizens. On the earlier slide, I pointed out those five rights: the right to freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of press, the right to petition, and the right to assemble. All five of those are just part of the First Amendment of the Constitution. Okay, and in our country, we have three branches of government: the legislative branch, which makes the laws; the executive branch, which carries out the laws; and the judicial branch, which evaluates or judges the laws. And you can see underneath each of those major branches of government, we have from some different offices. The Senate and the House of Representatives combine to make what we call Congress. The Senate is smaller. There are only 100 senators in our entire country. There are 2 for every state. The House of Representatives is larger. There's 435 members. Their number is based upon, or the number for each state is based upon a state's population. So a state like California, which has the most people in the United States, would have the most members in the House of Representatives, where a state like South Dakota, which has far fewer people than California, would have the least members. The executive branch, which is the president, the vice president, and the president's cabinet, helps to carry out the laws. Once they're made by the legislative branch, the executive branch is then charged with enforcing the laws. The judicial branch evaluates or judges the laws. They make sure that the laws are constitutional, meaning that they go along with the founding ideas and founding principles of our country. Sometimes the judicial branch, with the Supreme Court, has to look at ideas that the founding fathers may have never seen coming or may have not been issues in their time, and they have to look at them from a more modern view. Which brings us to this. And you may want to pause this screen so you can kind of take in everything that's going on here. But this is what we call the checks and balances. In our government, no one branch has more power or authority over the other two branches. They work together. For example, the President of the United States cannot just make law that he or she one day might think is what they want. Law is created by the legislative branch. It's then sent to the executive branch. The President of the United States then can sign what's called a bill, making it then a law. If the law goes into effect and someone contests that they don't think the law is fair, or they feel that the law goes against the Constitution, they can take their case to the judicial branch. And if it works its way all the way to the Supreme Court, a Supreme Court can tell the executive branch and the legislative branch, this law goes against the Constitution, therefore you got to rewrite it, redo it, and we're getting rid of it. So all three of these branches work together. So just you may want to pause this screen just to take a look and see how. Well, being a part of this for most Americans means that you're a citizen. What does it take to become a citizen? For most Americans, it's a very simple process. You were born in the United States, or you were born to parents that were American citizens. We have several, for example, military bases throughout the world. And if parents have a child on a military base in Germany or Japan or Afghanistan, those children being born to a U.S. citizen automatically gain citizenship. But there are some people who are here in our country that wish to have American citizenship, and there is a process that we're going to talk about on the next slide. In order to become a U.S. citizen, you can study this route and pause the video if you want to take a second to look over it. But this process is called naturalization. This is for anyone who is from another country. They move to the United States and they want to become a citizen, included in this process is also taking an exam. And we're going to talk a little bit about that exam. Did you know that you have to pass a test in the naturalization process to become a citizen? Could you pass? Well, just a few years ago in 2012, a study showed that that 1 in 3 Americans could not pass. People born in the United States who had automatic citizenship did not know enough about our nation's history or government that they could have passed the test. Later on this week, on probably Thursday or maybe Friday, we'll be taking a test in class using Kahoot to see if you could pass. So on Thursday, we're going to take a citizenship quiz. It may be Friday. We'll just see how things move along on our citizenship unit to see how you would do. What I'll do is I'll share a practice quiz on Skyward this Monday night. Take it yourself. It will be a Google form, much like our surveys have been. Challenge your friends to take it, and challenge your parents to take it. It'd be fun to see how many people can pass this. Here are a few questions you may want to try to answer before Wednesday. And if you can't answer, you may want to watch this video one more time before Wednesday. Sorry it was a little bit longer than 5 minutes, but talking about citizenship is something really important. And we'll be spending a couple days this week, probably with a quiz on Friday of this week, which will be the 29th of August, to wrap things up on citizenship. But you may want to pause this screen and see if you can answer these questions about citizenship.